Alright, hello and welcome to another great week. 20th of February, we're starting trading again now. After the Euro's big fall over the past few weeks, as you know, last week we had a good pull up, as you can see, but we think this downtrend is going to continue over the span of this week and possibly next week will continue as well, probably all the way down towards March. It is the end of, it's well, two-thirds of February gone, so we have another pretty much 8 days before February is over, and it's pretty much possible that the euro dollar might find itself back around the 1.0360 range where it bounced off before. So this zone here, if I just shorten this out a little bit, as you can see, this is turning into a kind of a sideways move, a big range there, and within that range we have a lot of bouncing. So what we need to do is basically wait for this trend to kind of keep going on and on until we probably come back down to these levels. Some profit level taking is around here, and that's going to be 1.0515. Alright, 1.0520 level there, as you can see. So what we'll see is probably the market pulling up in order to keep pushing down again. Alright, so that's the euro dollar. Let's take a look at this pound. Dollar, this is the daily chart. As you can see, it's been a bit choppy, but we're still under the impression that this, if we make it a 4-hour chart here, alright, is that we're expecting the market to kind of pull up in order to short again. So we do have in this region a nice little triangle. Okay, let's see here. Alright, so let's make this happen here. Alright, this is a triangle, and we'll just see whichever way it breaks down. That's the way we're going to be going, breaking down or breaking up, as you can see here. Alright, let's make it a bit more. There we go. Oh, we can just bring it to there. Right, since that down movement and the daily, as you can see, with that huge down movement, there's still a lot of uncertainty with Brexit, so we're in this sideways move, just like with the euro dollar. This is the pound dollar, and all we can say basically is if the market breaks down, okay, as you can see, we have a good range to fall over the next week or so. Alright, so basically we're just in this sideways range. Let's bring it down from here. There we go, from here to here, upper zone, and this is going to be the lower zone there. Alright, so bouncing off between there and there. Just follow the triangle. Any pull down, we'll be seeing it down here. Aussie dollar. Now, as you know, with the Aussie dollar, we were a bit short on that. I did mention the levels here and also here. There we go. That was the range for the Aussie dollar to short. The market shorted in that range again. So just like we anticipated this fall here as well, this is a daily chart. As you know, this range was also a double top, sorry, and based on that we had a bit of a fall down. But just like the euro dollar, I think this is going to be basically the shorting side of things. Let's get rid of this, and all we can now basically anticipate with the Aussie dollar as well, just draw your trend lines, support lines, and we'll see a nice little wedge over here happening. And once this wedge starts to break down, I think that's going to be the end of this move. So possibly wherever it breaks down, pulls down, and then that's the way it's going to be going south. And then all you have to do is basically start looking at where to take profits, and that's going to be this range here. Also, we do have some lower levels. It's going to be around there. So we might see the Aussie dollar coming all the way back down, kind of in a waving manner. Dollar yen. Now, this was good to analyze. As you can see, we had the huge up move and then the pullback pretty much on the 61.8. We had a nice bounce, a breakout, pullback for a good buy kiss. Another possible pullback is going to be around this range here, when we might be just popping our heads down for a double bottom, and that's actually going to be a really good trading opportunity if you're following the dollar yen. So a little bit of a pullback, and I think in our opinion, this is like kind of good to start waving up again. We might see the dollar yen all the way back up in that range here, which is not far-fetched, simply because if you look at the past, that was just doable. All right, all those levels are pretty much on the cards, as you can see. So there you go. Might even see higher highs actually if it breaks up above this and starts to hit that 161.8 range on the Fibonacci level. Let's take a look at the dollar franc. Well, a lot of lines here. We've been looking at this all over. Right, let's get rid of this. Now dollar franc. Let's see, fresh week, fresh analysis. Let's see what we can do with this. All right, let's take a look at the daily first. Now, as you can see, same with the dollar yen. This was moving in a sideways market, but as you can see, that actually is the range there. All right, that. Okay, so the market kind of broke out, pulled back, and just like with the dollar yen, it also pulled back to a really nice retracement level, as you can see here, which is a 38.2 region on the Fibonacci level. It's a nice little move up. So this is like the beginning of a nice up move. We might see the dollar franc just coming down a little bit in order to bounce off this 50 level, which is not a bad idea. So the moment we've got this pullback here, we can just keep going up in that direction, I think. Let's take a look at gold. That trend line is still happening, so as long as that's keeping us together, we have nothing to worry about. That up move is still prevailing. However, what we might want to do is, if it breaks below this line, okay, we might see the gold coming down further. As you can see, that force, that power, that up move is no longer that pushy anymore. So we might just wait and see how that happens. If it breaks below that, then obviously we'll be going towards those support levels here. All right, there, and also back there, we might see. Let's take a look at dollar Canadian. Right, dollar Canadian, that triangle is still holding on, and as you can see, as long as it's not breaking that level and staying underneath it, all we've got to do is just be patient with it, I think. What we might see with the dollar Canadian is a breakdown. It's been testing lower levels, as you can see. What you might want to do is, just to be a bit on the safer side, draw an updated line there, as you can see. And if the market breaks this level, then obviously this thing's going to be falling a few hundred pips down, possibly back down to that 28.40, 27.70 regions, where it might pick up even lower. If you take a look at there, we've got even targets lower end of 26.70. So that might be the way to go for the dollar Canadian if it breaks below that level. That 30.30 level is going to be pretty strong, but once it breaks down, it has got some room to go. So this is definitely a currency pair we'll be following. Take a look at the dollar ZAR. Now with the dollar ZAR, let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. If you watched our previous videos, right, what I did here was basically I did mention if it broke down these levels, we've got lower levels to go down to. Okay, you can't see them there, but we have kind of come down there, haven't we? So all we have to do is now follow that through. All right, so dollar ZAR, move up, possibly retest, and then push back down again. If it comes back for a double bottom, I think it might be good to buy again to kind of go into that range, start going back up again. So dollar ZAR, nice little pullback, bounce off. If it comes back down again, I think it's another opportunity to be buying this currency pair in order to go long. Let's take a look at the SP 500. Now, this, as you might have known or been watching the videos before, we had a monthly on this, but not a lot of data, as you can see. But let's go back to the daily. In fact, the 4-hour chart is not a bad idea if I tighten this up a little bit. Oops. Alright, as you can see, we're going to be inside a nice channel, and the top of that channel is going to be where the market might be bouncing off, and that's going to be 2,400 range. So the S&P still has room for this 2,400 level up here. Alright, simply because I don't have enough data here, but there you go. It's going to be an option. So watch out for the channel top. Alright, and if you're playing the S&P, I think to kind of buy on the pullbacks is not a bad idea. Let's take a look at Brent. Right, we're still in that range, that sideways movement that the market is doing. So obviously you don't want to be trading too much in this mid-range here. Buys are at these levels, sells are at those levels, and that's how we're thinking the market's going to go. So we're in this range. If it breaks beyond that, obviously the $60 mark is going to be a target for us. Let's take a look at DAX. Now with the DAX, I did mention this double top last week. I said we've got room to go for a double top and then start breaking down. As you can see, we have a serious divergence here on the DAX. The market's still there, but not a lot of buyers. So what you need to check out on that is if the market starts to break down from here, I think that's going to be the opportunity to start shorting it, and I think you can sharpen it up a little bit with this. Alright, there you go. So any breakdown from here, that'll be your first target. If it breaks down from here, it'll just start waving up and down and we'll start moving back down again. We hope that helps. Have a great day. Have a great start to the week. All the best and good luck with your trading.